Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News. It's Wednesday, April 3rd. In tonight's newscast, we will be highlighting resources available for members of the Penn State community experiencing food and housing insecurity.
We'll also have updates on projects coming to the community to provide food and housing resources, along with entertainment, sports, and weather. Stay tuned. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Emma Goldkopf.
And I'm Gianna Brown. We'll start tonight's show taking a look into the resources available for members of the Penn State community experiencing food or housing insecurity. Center County hosts a number of food banks and pantries for anyone in need, including Penn State students. The State College Food Bank services the entire county. It distributes food on Monday from 1 to 4:30 p.m. and Wednesday and Fridays from 1 to 3:30 p.m. The pantry offers a variety of non-perishable goods and household supplies. Center Helps on South Fraser Street also offers emergency food assistance in the case of pantry closure. For more details on this service, you can contact the Center County Office of Adult Services located on East College Avenue.
Also right off of East College Avenue is the new location for the State College Food Bank. The new facility is at 169 Gerald Street in State College. There's now a 24 drop-off facility for those interested in donating. Donations can be made on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. More details on how to donate or how to receive food can be found on their website, scfoodbank.org.
And those in need of emergency shelter can find assistance at the Center House Shelter located on East Nittany Avenue in State College. The shelter provides resources to individuals in crisis or experiencing homelessness. The house is open and staffed 24/7 and provides guests with tools to find stable housing solutions. Once eligibility is granted, the shelter is free to stay for any guest. Guests also receive access to case managers that help identify needs and meet long-term goals.
Those experiencing homelessness can also find assistance at the Out of the Cold shelter at 318 South Atherton Street. The location is open daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The facility is also low barrier, meaning that services are easily accessible to those in need. It can accommodate up to 28 people at a time. If you wish to get on the wait list or get more details on the organization as a whole, you can call 814-852-8864. Will students be needing their umbrellas for the rest of this week? Filippo from Micah with Campus Weather Service has more details. Take a look.
From the students of the Department of Meteorology and Atmospheric Science, here is your Penn State Campus Weather Service forecast.
Good evening, PSN. I'm student meteorologist Filippo Formica here with your Wednesday evening forecast. Taking a look back on the day at Beaver Stadium, it was another wet one here. Wash, rinse, repeat from the past few days with those showers going in and out. No real breaks of sunshine, just overall a very dreary day here in State College. And we picked up a decent bit of rainfall too, with some moderate heavy rainfall pushing through, especially in the middle portion of the day. And that affected our temperatures, things staying fairly chilly across especially the eastern two-thirds of the Commonwealth, really staying in the high 40s for the most part. We did have some morning highs in Pittsburgh here and much of the western portion of the state, but temperatures have been declining in the western third of the Commonwealth pretty much all day as this low pressure continues to move through, and we have some more showers on the way, even some heavier showers just moving through Philadelphia and the northern plateau. And as we take a bigger picture here, this low pressure system here just off of the coast to Chicago and Lake Michigan, still keeping things a bit wet. And we're going to be seeing this low pressure transfer over to the East Coast, bringing in more precipitation, maybe even some snow showers to the Commonwealth. So let's take a look here at our current flood alerts and the flood watches across the eastern 2/3 of the Commonwealth and flood warnings in Pittsburgh and Johnstown. Some areas just west of State College have picked up over 4.5 inches of rainfall with this storm system so far, and the rain just keeps coming. So here's a look at our future weather here. Those showers more consistently start to roll off, but some snow starting to turn into the picture here. 34 in Scranton with some snow showers there. The Poconos could be a real winner with some snow showers and even some consistent snow bands in that area. The Northern Plateau could pick up on some snowfall here as well throughout the day Thursday and into Friday. Most of the southeastern portion of the Commonwealth, even here in State College, mostly going to stay as rain. Even in the western corner of the state here, Pittsburgh, just a bit too warm for some snowfall, but won't rule out maybe some showers as those temperatures continue to drop overnight into Friday. Again, the Northern Plateau, those showers stick around for a pretty long time, even into the mid-afternoon hours of Friday. And you can see this low pressure right here that developed off the coast, really starting to churn those showers from the north and west, keeping the Northern Plateau in those snow showers and keeping the clouds over much of the Commonwealth pretty much all day Friday. We start to see some relief, especially in the lower third of the state. But even Saturday, again, another cloudy day, some showers moving through before we finally get some relief here on Sunday with those clearer skies starting to take over. So we still are not out of the woods with the precipitation just yet. Scranton, this includes rain and snow, still just under an inch of precipitation left. Here in State College, just under a half an inch. That's mostly going to come in the form of rain. Even Philadelphia, just over a half an inch of rainfall remaining with this system. And we've seen here in State College 3.7 inches of rainfall over the past 3 days. So let's take a look here at the snowfall, especially in the Poconos and the northern tier. Even the Laurel Highlands could pick up on some snowfall there, mostly elevation based there. But Bradford, 2.3 inches expected. Scranton with an inch, but just off of Scranton in those higher elevations of the Poconos could see a bit higher snow totals there. Johnstown, 1.4, but just south of there again, some more significant snow totals, especially in those higher elevations. So for tonight, we're expecting a pretty chilly night, 36 degrees, with steady rain mostly going to be before midnight, northwest winds at 5 to 10 miles an hour. And tomorrow, wash, rinse, repeat. More on and off showers, 47 degrees, although those showers should start to tone down in strength. Northwest winds still 5 to 10 miles an hour. And as we move into our 7-day forecast, we can see some relief on the way. Sunday through the beginning of the next work week, starting to look very warm. 68 on Tuesday, could touch 70 next week. So a big change of pace there. And for Eclipse Day, which is just around the corner now, 60 degrees here in State College with some peaks of sun in between those clouds. So I hope you all enjoy the rest of this week as much as you can. Stay inside as much as you can. Stay dry. But yes, we do have something to look forward to into next week. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Gianna with your sports update. Penn State students can expect a major change in the effort to buy student football season tickets for the 2024 season. The process change will now implement a ticket request and lottery system to provide an equal opportunity for all eligible students. Students will now have a week to make their ticket request. To submit a request, students will put a credit card on file and will only be charged if their request is selected during the lottery process. The student sale will also shift from being run on Ticketmaster to Penn State Student Account Manager and become a ticket request system. All eligibility requirements will remain the same as previous years. Penn State wrestling senior Aaron Brooks was named the 2024 Hodge Trophy winner, the top annual honor for collegiate wrestlers. At 197 pounds, Brooks won the 2024 NCAA title with a perfect 22-0 record. Brooks is a 5-time All-American and was one of just 2 Penn State wrestlers to become a 4-time NCAA champion with his win this year. He ends his Penn State career with a striking 89-3 record, becoming the 5th Penn State wrestler to win the school's 7th award. This makes Penn State the only school in the nation with more than 4 trophies. Brooks collected 48 out of 59 votes to claim the prestigious Hodge Trophy. On Monday night, Caitlin Clark led the Iowa Hawkeyes to a 94-87 victory over LSU in their Elite 8 matchup of the NCAA women's basketball tournament. Clark found 41 points, 12 assists, and 7 rebounds during the game, beating defending tournament champions LSU. LSU was led by last season's tournament MVP Angel Reese. The Iowa Hawkeyes will now advance to the Final Four for their 2nd consecutive season, this year facing UConn. The pair will face off this Friday, April 6th, at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in Cleveland, Ohio. The national championship following the Final Four is scheduled for this Sunday. That's all for your sports update. After the break, Courtney Green has the latest in the world of entertainment. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Courtney Green with your entertainment update. Penn State's Bryce Jordan Center was electric this past Easter Sunday as Drake and Lil Wayne brought their It's All a Blur tour to Happy Valley. The concert was originally scheduled for March 18th. The highlight of the night, according to many fans on social media, was when Drake brought Lil Wayne back out for a surprise performance of their collaborations, including Right Above It. It's no secret that there's always something to do on our campus. Our Jaden Vogel is live in studio now with details from a recent collaborative event. Jaden?
Thanks, Courtney. The Gender Equity Center held their last event to end Women's History Month while collaborating with Origin Labs last week. I was able to join in all the Origin Labs had to offer at this event. Let's take a look.
To end the month of March, the Origins Lab collaborated with the Gender Equity Center to commemorate Women's History Month. On Monday, March 25th, there was a pop-in event on the 2nd floor of the Eric J. Barron Innovation Hub. Origin Labs are a prototyping and fabrication space that is home to biotechnology and life sciences.
We work primarily with entrepreneurs who might have a prototyping need, something like that. That's a main part of our mission. However, we are open to anyone and everyone. We have people that come in and do woodworking in this shop. We have people that do some metalworking. So anything nothing is off limits, so anything is possible. We do have free consultation, so if you have an idea and you're not sure the best way to approach it, you can come in and meet with our staff.
This event is something they want to do annually and make sure people know that they are not only a prototyping space, but there are endless ideas that they are open to.
This is something that we've been wanting to do. We want to make sure everyone knows that we are open to all, we're welcome to all, we want to have a diverse audience in our space. So we want to create a Women's Night series. So this was the first one that we have launched, is tonight's event for Women's History Month. We thought that was a great time to launch the series. We also are working with the Gender Equity Center on campus. They've helped us come up with the ideas of what quotes to use and pictures and whatnot, and they've helped promote the event as well. But we hope to have more future Women's Nights as well with other technologies, other activities, that sort of thing.
At the event, you were able to choose your own quote and picture from an inspiring woman in history that their machine would burn into a wooden plaque. Regarding the Gender Equity Center, through March they also held other events like a showing of the movie Barbie, Women's History Trivia Night, and even an inspiring trip to Washington, D.C. to see and meet women making history today. To get involved with the center, you can visit them on the Student Affairs page. For inquiries on Origin Labs, visit them on South Borough Street or at their website, www.originlabs.com. For PSN News, I'm Jaden Vogel.
Both the Gender Equity Center and Origin Labs say they are looking forward to making the event annual after the turnout this year. Back to you, Courtney.
Thanks, Jaden. State College is buzzing with anticipation for the annual Blue and White game next Saturday, April 13th. But the excitement isn't just on the football field. To kick things off, the Penn State Department of Music has announced a special pregame concert featuring Penn State Marching Band. The performance will begin at 10 a.m. on the steps of Old Main. The marching band will perform a selection of their iconic fight songs and crowd favorites, getting everyone pumped up for this afternoon's game. The iHeartRadio Music Awards rocked the Dolby Theater on Los Angeles on Monday night. Ludacris kept the energy high as Taylor Swift took over the night and took home Artist of the Year. Legends were honored too, with Beyoncé receiving the Innovator Award. Fans voted SZA's Kill Bill as Song of the Year, and BTS's Army secured the Best Fan Army Award. From rising stars like Tate McRae to unforgettable performances, the iHeartRadio Awards became a night of celebration for musicians of recent decades. That's all for your entertainment update. Coming up next, interview anchor Gianna Marrero will be speaking with Carly Gannon, a player on the Penn State field hockey team. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Gianna Marrero, and joining me tonight is Carly Gannon, one of the captains on the Penn State field hockey team. Carly, thank you so much for coming in today. It's really an honor to talk to you.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
So tell me about the love for field hockey and where did that really originate from for you?
So all throughout my childhood, I played sports. I played field hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer. Field hockey really resonated with me because it was just nonstop, always going. There wasn't much setup. It was just a lot of running, and you're just always involved in the play. I love being part of a team, and my field hockey teams really allowed me to, meet new people and let my competitive energy, display. So it stuck with me ever since.
Yeah, so you mentioned growing up playing the sports, and your dad and mom both played college sports. Your mom played field hockey.
Yes.
What was that like, just being like kind of in that sports family, making your own way for yourself?
Yeah, so they, of course, wanted me to do whatever I wanted to do. But, of course, their passion for sports did sway me a little bit. But they were always super, understanding of if this wasn't the avenue for me, do whatever. But because I was surrounded by sports and I watched it and we would play outside, we'd have catches and passes, it just kind of stuck with me. And I loved it. I love moving. I love being part of a team. I love, competing. And my parents also love for those things really influenced me. They really, though, never pushed one sport on me. They wanted me to just feel free and compete and have fun. And I feel like field hockey specifically, but also basketball, lacrosse, all those other sports really allowed me to do that. And their support throughout my life, with sports has really allowed me to get to this point where I'm at.
So going back to that team aspect and the team mentality, This was your first year as a tri-captain. What was that experience like leading the girls throughout your senior season?
It was an incredible opportunity to be selected as a captain on a team of such amazing individuals. I'm so grateful to have been able to lead or help lead this team because of just how many amazing girls I'm surrounded by with. And I care about each and every one of them, so I feel like I was able to embrace the role because each and every day I would try to show up and show that I care and show that I trust them, and then just that I believe in all of them. Something that I would like to say to my teammates after a win or a loss was like 1 through 24, because there's 24 girls on our team. Like 1 through 24, we won as a team, we lost as a team. And I believe that everyone has a role, and as a captain, I really tried to make sure everyone knew their role. And it was an honor for me to help lead these awesome girls.
Speaking of wins, so Iowa was a team where just the last 2 seasons ago, Penn State lost to them 8 times, and you guys have been able to take that W the last 2 times, and the last one for you being your senior night, your senior season. What was that win like for just you guys as a team?
It was, oh my gosh, that was an awesome day. Senior day is just filled with so much gratitude as it is, I had tons of family and friends there. Everyone is just happy, sad, it's bittersweet. You're celebrating a great career while also looking back to an end, which is unfortunate. And then to be able to win to such a incredibly talented team it just made that day so special. Iowa is, they're tough competitors. Clearly, it took us a little bit to get those wins. So that was just a game where we came together, and it was just true, teamwork at its core, true competitiveness. The vibes were there with the fans. It was just an all-around great day, and you felt a lot of Penn State pride in your heart.
Yes, it's great to be a Penn Stater.
Of course, yes.
So coming to Penn State your freshman year as a D1 athlete with a program as big as Penn State Athletics, what was the transition like for you out of high school field hockey?
It was definitely difficult. Coming from high school, a lot of my teammates, actually all of my teammates were stars on their high school team. So then coming to Penn State with a bunch of quote unquote stars from high school, it's hard to kind of navigate your way because you are used to being maybe the top goal scorer, but that's in high school and everything changes in college. So I think for me, what helped me was kind of going back to like embracing your role. And my first few years, my role wasn't playing many minutes on the field. What I had to embrace was kind of that energetic, providing energy and passion and hopefully enthusiasm to my teammates off the field. So on the bench, cheering them on at practice, hopefully pushing them to help them get better. But I was surrounded by such awesome seniors and upperclassmen that really helped me feel valued no matter how much time I was playing on the field. So it really allowed me to embrace my role in those early years and ease that transition.
Yeah, so tapping into the student athlete side, what's it like being able to manage your academics and doing so good in school while having such a big responsibility being on the field hockey team?
Yeah, it's definitely difficult because of our schedule is pretty demanding. Our coaches hold us to a pretty high standard with academics, so we have that kind of standard to uphold. So I wanted to do well for myself. I also wanted to do well for them and for the program. But surprisingly enough, with our busy schedule, because we have such limited time, when you have that time, it's like, well, that's the time I have to do my schoolwork. So it was almost like when we had less time, my team and myself end up doing better in school because that was our time to do work. And if that's our only time, we had to just get down to it and we would devote that time. When we missed some classes for away trips, our professors were very understanding. If you were proactive about kind of reaching out, like, I'm going to miss this, what can I do? So they're very accommodating. We always, on away trips, also schedule out time where we'll go to a study room and we'll do work, especially, again, because our coaches value academics so much.
During in-season, what does a day-to-day look for you?
So in-season, usually our classes, actually always, because they have to be, our classes are in the morning because we have afternoon practice. So I usually would have class from about probably 9 to 1 and then maybe get lunch in between and then head to the locker room around 2 to get ready for practice. So to get ready for practice, we would fuel up, stretch, do our pre-practice type of things. Sometimes we would have meetings or film sessions and then practice for 2 hours. Sometimes we'd have a lift afterwards, depending on the day. In season, we didn't lift as much just because of the demands on our body. And then sometimes we'd have a meeting afterwards. So between the hours, I would say like 2 to 7, we're pretty cut out with trainings, meetings, film sessions, stuff like that. But again, love to be busy, love to be surrounded by those people. So it was my pleasure.
During the post-field hockey season, especially now as a senior, what was the transition like from being so busy with athletics all the time to now having more time on your hands? Yeah, so it's interesting. Sometimes when you're in the moment and you're going, and you're so busy, you're like, wow, I really want some downtime. And that's what I thought at first. And now not having field hockey and all that time with my teammates, I miss it. I miss being busy. I miss seeing them. So trying to fill my time is tough because I'm between those hours of 2 to 7, I'm not competing. So it's been difficult trying to do things for post-college type of activities. But realizing that as much as my experience at Penn State with field hockey was incredible and that chapter has ended, trying to think of how grateful I am about the experience instead of dreading on the past. So of course, bittersweet, but just trying to reflect on how good it was and instead of mourning almost the loss of this team environment. For sure. I'm sure you'll do great wherever you go. But Carly, thank you so much for joining me today. It's really been a pleasure. Thank you. Now stick around because coming up next, Gianna and Amanda will have the latest news from across the nation.
A Pennsylvania judge has overturned the conviction of 3 men who were imprisoned in 1997. Derek Chappell, Morton Johnson, and Sam Grasty were convicted in regards to the death of 70-year-old Henrietta Nickens. The men have spent nearly 3 decades in prison despite no DNA evidence ever being found at the place of the crime scene. Over the years, all 3 men, who are now in their 40s, filed petitions in federal court claiming their innocence, but were all denied.
AT&T is currently investigating a leak that spilled millions of customers' data onto the dark web. The leak happened 2 weeks ago and affects 7.6 million current customers and 65.4 million former customers. The information leaked appears to be from a data set from 2019 or earlier, including information like social security numbers. The telecommunications company's investigation is supported by internal and external cybersecurity experts. AT&T has reached out to those affected and is offering free credit monitoring.
California is rolling out a new minimum wage for most fast food workers. Beginning Monday, a $20 pay rate will kick in. California's current minimum wage is $16 per hour, which has doubled over the past decade. Democrats passed a law last year after the acknowledgement that the majority of fast food employees in the state were legal adults working to support families.
A highway in Oklahoma reopened on Saturday after a bridge near the Oklahoma-Arkansas border was struck by a barge. This news comes shortly after a cargo ship hit the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore last week. A portion of the Oklahoma highway closed for a few hours while engineers inspected the structure and deemed it safe. No injuries were reported on the bridge or the barge. Officials are still trying to figure out what caused this crash. That concludes our show tonight at PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.